Welcome, one and everyone, to this week's episode of what? You guessed it, Scotch and Smoke Rings. Episode 198. That's right, episode 198 of Scotch and Smoke Rings. I am your neighborhood friendly Oxhorn, here as always, set with my suspenders to maximum stun, or rather, with my suspenders set to maximum stun. I've got a great show for you planned today, ladies and gentlemen. I know, it's 7:09. I am not typically this late, but as apparently has become a custom here at Scotch and Smoke Rings, I have had internet problems and computer problems all mixed together today, which meant that I had to restart my computer and then load up my software and then close my software and then reload a different software that would hopefully work better and then close that software because it didn't work and then find a third software that I had never used before, try that software, find that it didn't work, upload or start using the first software again, find that it for some reason did start working, tinker with my camera settings to make sure that autofocus wasn't turned on, try and install a microphone because for some reason it wouldn't find my previous microphone, only to discover later that it was actually finding my previous microphone, which I had to configure once again to be live in front of you today, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am with my mustache neatly parted, ready to blow some smoke rings. Now let's see exactly how I have the sound set up. Episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 197. Okay, well you can't actually hear me, and yet there's something
because
going on.
I had everything perfect.
Oh, I see what it is.
Absolutely perfect.
Oh, let's turn on some music.
To the stopping safety of these new brakes, Chevrolet adds the all-round safety of a solid steel turret top body by Fisher. Improved knee action ride, high compression valve and head performance, and shock-proof steering. All vitally important features. All exclusive to Chevrolet in its price range. Visit your nearest Chevrolet.
Alright, hold on. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
All right, how is the feedback? Still a little feedback?
How is the feedback? Still a little feedback? How is the feedback? Still a little feedback? How is the feedback? Still a little feedback? How is the feedback? Still a little feedback? How is the feedback?
All right. Let's try that again. How's that? Talk to me, ladies and gentlemen. Is that better? Let me know how the echo is. Are we okay? Okay. Much better. Great. How is the picture quality? Is the picture quality good or am I lagging? Like, is it jittery? Is it smooth? Is it crystal clear? I'm good. The picture quality is good. Because I'm streaming in HD, unlike I normally do. This is my experiment. Great. I'm happy. You're happy. I can see the chat. Things are great. I'm listening to radio from 80 years ago, and I just can't seem to stop getting commercials. Finally. Had to sit through like 7 Chevrolet commercials. Picture seems fine. Sherman says great, it's just that the subject might want to look a little better. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That's exactly why I come here to Scotch and Smoke Rings. So that I can get wonderful comments like that. I had a great day otherwise, besides being insulted in my own program by one of our longtime viewers. It's okay. I got thick skin. I can take it. I can handle it. But I have otherwise had a fantastic day today. And one of the reasons I have had a fantastic day today is because at work we had a Google employee come by and I got to interrogate him. Now technically it was a free-form Q&A. But I made sure that if he was going to be in the office and I also was going to be in the office, then I was going to take advantage of the opportunity to find out everything I wanted to know about Google. Google search, Google Hotel Finder, anything and everything about Google I was going to find out. And so I went and I asked him all sorts of questions. And I for the most part, got some answers. However, my boss did come up to me and said, Brandon, you might want to let other people ask some questions. So I had to let other people ask some questions, which means I had to sacrifice my curiosity for a brief moment. But I still had a lot of fun. I got some questions answered. Come to find out, Google has a headquarters here in Seattle. Technically Fremont. So that's interesting. Turning the music down just a little bit. Shawarma says, did you find out when Google was going to suck the life out of Facebook with gobs of cash? Probably not. They do pay close attention to Facebook, I found out today, when they're designing their travel-related products. But no, I don't know when they're going to suck the living life out of Facebook with money. Gabrielle says, your beard is looking mighty fine today. Why, thank you. It's fluffy, as usual. I'm continuing to grow my Garibaldi. Autumn says, your mustache looks much more in place today. Yes, well, I am unable to blow smoke rings unless my mustache is neatly parted to the side, as you see before yourselves today. I have been unable to find a mustache wax that has worked as well as my wife's hairspray. So, this is hairspray in my mustache. A little strange. I'm slightly embarrassed, but not enough to no longer use it. It works well, so there you go. I was asked, what am I drinking and what am I smoking? Great question. That is very pertinent to the topic of the day. Today I am smoking what else but my tobacco pipe. I'm cleaning it out a little bit right now by reaming the inside with my reamer tool. That's what it's called. Don't go crazy on me. It's called a reamer tool, and I am reaming it right now. And then I will fill it with tobacco. As you can see, I just have a little left in the tobacco in the jar. ThunderGod91 is asking questions about Peer Blocker. I don't know what that is. If you're unable to see the video feed, it might be that you have some sort of ad blocking software installed. I don't know. I do know that there are not very many ads on this fine program because I am no longer making money from ads. I could, I just never run them. Just because I find it's disruptive. I get money from ads on my YouTube channel, and that's about it. I'm not going to try and get money from Twitch TV. So. Cranackle says, hey Ox, sorry I haven't been here lately. I try to make it to every stream, but I have school, so it's hard to watch the show on the weekdays. Trust me, good sir, I know I have work, and it's hard for me to do things on the weekdays. Case in point, let me tell you a little story. So, my beautiful wife and I, the Thunder God is saying that he's getting no audio. I have been working very hard to make sure that we have audio working today, so I think you're alone. Alright, I think you're alone. I think everyone else is hearing the audio just fine. Anyway, my beautiful wife and I are looking for a house. Casually looking for a house, not stringently looking for a house. If the music's too loud, just let me know and I'll turn it down. Anyway, so we have gone to a number of real estate agents. to try and find the perfect house. And while many of them have been true gentlemen of the truest gentlemanly sort, there was one fellow with whom we were talking who was one of those real estate brokers who acted very similar to a used car salesman. I'm sure you know the type. He calls me today while I'm at work. It's like 3 in the afternoon. And he should know better to do that. I'm sitting in front of my computer working, writing some ebooks on Hotel Finder. When I get this call, and so I go to answer it, and it's the real estate guy. His name is Jeff. Jeff, the real estate guy. And he calls me up and he says, Brandon, I'm so glad I was able to get a hold of you. I just wanted to let you know that we're still looking for houses. I'm still looking for the perfect house for you. And he doesn't let me get a word in edgewise. He interrupts me, and he says, just wanted to let you know that I deeply care about your family. I've met this guy once at a food court in a mall, and he deeply cares about my family. That's why he wanted to call me. Right? Okay. So I wanted this guy to help me find a house. I didn't want a stalker who deeply cares about my family. And so I kind of put his feet in the flames, and I'm like, oh, so you deeply care about my family, whom you've met once. Okay, how deeply do you care about my family? And he paused for a moment. He wasn't expecting that. He's like, oh, I deeply care about your family. I know. How deeply do you care about my family? He says, well, as deeply as anyone can care about another family. In fact, I think of you as a brother. He says this to me. I've met the guy once. And I'm like, oh, okay, salesman from Seattle. You deeply care about my family, and you think of me as your brother. That's great. And then I said, is there anyone else with whom you think of as a brother figure? And he says, oh, yes, I think of many people as my brothers. I love everybody. I'm like, I can tell. You're a very affectionate guy. So, I don't know, that kind of put me off. As soon as some stranger says that he deeply cares about my family when he's trying to find a house for me, because there's a lot of money in it, I instantly... It's awkward, exactly. Krennackle says awkward, and that's exactly what it was. It was awkward. Conversely, I was talking with some other guy, and he was completely professional. He's like, oh yeah, well, let me show you a list of all these houses, and we'll talk about the figures and set up an arrangement. That's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want some guy trying to be buddy-buddy with me and saying, oh, this is another thing. When we met at the mall to talk about this house, he's like, all right, well, I'm going to give you 2 tips that I never give anybody else about buying a house. And I was like, oh, 2 tips. Great. I'm on Tinderhooks. Tell me these 2 tips about buying a house that you're never going to tell anyone else because you care so deeply about me. And he says, okay, tip number 1. Include a photo of your family with your house application. Okay. All right, I'll include a photo of my family when I apply for a house. Apparently, because I have such a pretty family that the owner of the house is just going to say, sold, sell it to these guys. And then his second tip, you want to know what his second tip was? Second tip was, and you've got me on your side, and I'm going to work hard for you. That was the second tip, right? Right, so anyway, a lot of strange people out there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you never have to buy a house. I hope somebody comes right up to you and says, here's a free house. There's no mortgage. There are no taxes. Because you live in an alternate reality fantasy universe. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, he's really creepy, Autumn. When I was a kid, I didn't understand why we had to pay money for things. I do now. But at that time, I didn't understand it, and I didn't like it. And I told myself, when I am a grown-up, I am going to start a business or people don't have to come and buy things. I'm just going to give it to them all. Sadly, I grew up, I became an adult, and I became wise. The people who think like I used to are called liberals. But zing! What can I say? Couldn't help it. Today, we are enjoying a fantastic tobacco pipe, while also drinking this 23-year-old Bunnahabhain Scotch whiskey. Now, if you remember, this pretty much kicked me in the chest last week. I took a sip of it and I was like, and that doesn't typically happen with Scotch. Gabriel says Oxhorn smoke rings. All right, here we go. As you can see, mustache neatly parted, I am able to do smoke rings. Oh my. There is little left in the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. I probably have one shot left, but that's exactly the same amount I had last time. This is the first time I've had Scotch in a week. I just don't do this quite as often as I used to. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a fantastic show today. I know you're all drinking something gentlemanly and responsibly. Bottoms up. Very nice. Shawarma says, oh wait, just disconnected. What the heck was that? It happened to me too, Shawarma. I'm not sure. It was probably an issue on live stream's end. The show continued. It's just the chat box refreshed. So I'm not sure what happened there. Gilbert says, 500-year-old brandy. If only. If only. The oldest drink I have ever had was 125 years old. I had it at my bachelor party. It was a $100 shot. Shot, mind you. A shot this large. $100. Ridiculous. Just that's not crazy, okay? I will never, ever, ever do that again. But my brother, whom you all know, the very talented Beanstalk, took me out for my bachelor party before I got married. We went to a fantastic pub in Portland. It was amazing. You're not allowed to smoke in pubs in Seattle because there's a bunch of liberals here. So what do you expect? Man, I'm just zinging them today, aren't I? Anyway, so we had to go to Portland, even though Portland is more liberal than Seattle. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, we had to go to Portland, and there was a fantastic pub there. You go into the basement, and you're allowed to smoke cigars and tobacco pipes there. And so we all sat down. It was me, my brother, Mark, who's the voice of Staghorn, and Lacey from my movies, and then another friend of mine, Umer. We all smoked cigars and smoked pipes, and then my brother said, all right, I'm going to surprise you to something. He goes and he buys me a $50 cigar, one cigar worth $50. It was like a 30-year-old cigar, aged 30 years. So it was my age, right? I got married when I was around 30. The cigar was as old as I was. And then he goes and purchases me one shot of 125-year-old Scotch whiskey for over $100. He plopped $200 on the table. My brother's not a rich guy. He's sacrificed for this, so when he gets married, which it looks like he may very soon, I'm going to have to throw him an awesome bash. Anyway, it was the best I have ever had. And I'm not even just saying that as hyperbole, because it was $100. It was smooth. There was no bite. You didn't really feel it. You could just taste it. And that's the mark of a good whiskey. You don't, in my personal opinion, you don't drink Scotch to feel it. There are some people who will sit down to a Scotch and their goal is to get drunk or tipsy. And in my opinion, that's not a classy way to approach alcohol. You don't approach the substance just to make yourself feel differently. You approach it to enjoy the unique qualities within that substance, right? And so that's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed this shot of Scotch, because it didn't have any feeling whatsoever, but it had a fantastic flavor. And the cigar was so smooth. I smoked the entire thing, even down to the very little stub. I saved the wrapper. I don't know where it's at, but I don't know. That was a fun evening. How did I get on that? I'm just reminiscing about my smoking past. Not even sure. Ghoulbreath says, do all the fans get to come to the wedding? And can we sit on Bean's side of the guest section? When he gets married, sure, I'm sure you can. He's not engaged yet. He hasn't proposed to anyone. I just think that he's getting pretty serious about the girl, the beautiful lady with whom he is currently with. And I think that he might propose someday soon. I'm not sure. Baldox says, how is Nova going to spend her first Mom's Day Sunday? That's right. This Sunday is my beautiful wife's first Mother's Day. And we're going to have a really fun time. Sunday, so we're going to church, and then we're probably going to go and have dinner or lunch with my mom. And she is so sweet. She went around to all the different shops and bought the sweetest Mother's Day cards possible. I purchased some corsages for my mom, my grandma, and my wife. For those of you who play elves, a corsage is a beautiful flower arrangement that you tie around your wrist. I say elves because elves are barbarians and wouldn't understand something as sophisticated as a corsage. What? Was that insensitive? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, I also got my beautiful wife a gift. And I can't tell you what it is because this video is recorded. And she's either watching right now or she'll watch the replay. So, Esmer says, oh snap, ouch, that hurt. Come on, man, it's elves, right? I talk about slaying elves and skinning them alive in my movies and music. And it's suddenly out of line for me to say that elves are Philistines. I know, I kid. Anyway, so I can't tell you what it is, but I got her a really nice gift. And I hope she enjoys it. But anyway, what are your plans for Mother's Day, ladies and gentlemen? What do you have on your minds? I hope you guys are going to be spending time with your mama and the mothers in your lives. Esmer says, I know I'm being in character. Okay. That's good. Ghoulbreath says, you shouldn't be insensitive. Insensitive. I don't normally talk that way. No, that's a quote from one of my movies. Right. And Ghoulbreath knew that. Shawarma says, it's prom season. The kids know what a corsage is. Oh, okay. That's probably true. I'm so disconnected from the youth of today that I don't know when prom season is and when prom season ends. Cheers to adulthood and being oblivious to high school age. Whoa. I have a sneaking suspicion this is an incredibly high proof. No? It just feels that way on my tongue. I wonder if I can set it on fire. Do you want to see? Alright. Can you see that blue flame? There, you can see it better when it's on my hat. That's how high the concentration of alcohol is. Warm Scotch. Eternal X War says most people add a drop of water or ice to Scotch. Ox adds fire. Well, I am Horde, so just how I roll. Forsaken Rule says, Ox has magic. Ooh, ooh. The heat catches up with the shot, apparently. Wow, it really warmed it up. Will it burn off my mustache if I try to sip it? Wow, that's really hot. Woo! Yeah, I gotta let it cool down. Barely touch it to my lips, and I'm like, ah. Oh well. So, I'm glad I didn't tell you all what I got for my wife for Mother's Day, because here she is. Nova Domina is in the chat. Everybody say hello to Nova Domina. Autumn of Kargath says, did you get your computer to work so that you can show off your screen? Indeed, I did. So, let me try and show off the fan art that has been submitted over the past 2 weeks. And I should probably get to Facebook first, so hold on one moment while I do that. Nothing like German music from the 20s and 30s, right? Okay. Wow, a lot of art. So let's see here. Open a new tab. Open a new tab. Sorry, I'm just going to go down through this entire thing and open them in new tabs, and then show them off during the show. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if Eric Griffith is in the chat right now, but he seems to be failing to understand the concept of fan art. So, just so that everybody knows, fan art is not taking screenshots of your character in World of Warcraft and posting it to the Scotch and Smoke Rings wall. That's like your own art, right? Like self-congratulatory art. Fan art is when you create art in celebration of something else. So if I am a Star Trek fan, which I am, and I create Star Trek fan art, then the topic of that fan art is Star Trek. Similarly, if you are an Oxhorn fan, and you create Oxhorn fan art, I know this is a complicated concept, but I am, of course, talking to elves, then the topic of that fan art is going to be Oxhorn. So, an FYI, if you decide to post art that's a funny little comic about your character, or your brother, or your best friend, or something unrelated to Oxhorn, I'm probably not going to show it off. Just letting you know. Aside from that, I am seeing a lot of great fan art here. Wow, there is so much fan art that every single time you hear me clicking, I'm opening a new one. I hope this doesn't crash the show. Alright, my computer's starting to lag because I've got so many tabs open. So I'm going to go through what I have, and if I miss something, let me know in the chat, and I will do my very best to show it off, okay? Here we go. Whoops. Add screen region. There we go. Alright, so you're going to get some Inception stuff going on here for just a brief moment. That's okay. Here we are. Much better. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time for some fan art. This is called Banhammer by Jeremy Boninger. Let's read it together, shall we? Banhammer binds when picked up. Two-handed. Infinity damage per second. And then infinity To agility, stamina, intellect, spirit, armor, health, mana, arcane resistance, fire resistance, frost, nature, shadow, and holy resistance, infinity, spam resistance, infinity, lag resistance, durability, infinity. Requires mod on Scotch and smoke rings, item level uberlite hacks. Equip, bans IP for 5 minutes, 24 hours, or 2 weeks, or forever. Equip, bans a user for any and all of the same. Friendly reminder, please remember that chat rules, no swearing other than oxes and vang swear words, no vulgarity, no spamming, stay classy all. From Ironbark. To true Ironbark. There we go. So thank you for that one. Okay. And this looks like it's the exact same thing, only the title is purple. Okay, got you. One was I see what happened. Ironbark made the epic one, and then Jeremy Boninger made the legendary one. I got it. Thank you for that one, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, next up is this by Autumn, and it says, keep calm and stay classy. Jeremy Boninger resized the logo, and Classy did the rest. Autumn did the rest. Thank you so much for that, Autumn. I love it. Next up is this by Juam. No. This is an old piece of fan art. This, I believe this was submitted to my logo contest. Scotch, an Oxhorn brand Scotch whiskey, which I really enjoyed. Thank you so much for that one. Next up is this by Jeremy Boninger, and it says, here's my fan art for this week's show. Look, it's the tale of Cloran Hastings. Right? There you go. That's my own novel in the World of Warcraft universe. I think it's fitting. I definitely think it's fitting. Then there's this, which isn't new, but the fans have recently discovered it. Oxhorn versus Ox King. Hat, glasses, full scruffy beard. Check. Collared shirts, suspenders, strange look on face. Check. You know, this Ox King guy is just ripping me off, really. I mean, I was here first, I think. I was born in 81, so. This is by Autumn, and it says, Oxhorn's classiness is over 9,000. And there I am in a top hat. Exactly. That is exactly correct. It is over 9,000. Next up is this one, also by Autumn, and we've got Oxhorn saying, did you read my book? And then Autumn saying, what book? And here I am giving her the tale of Cloran Hastings, my novel, which, by the way, I've got some news for you, some updates, so I hope you guys are eager for that. This was by Eric Griffith, and it says, Gnome Punter, always buy in bulk. So a Tauren here with a truck and a shotgun, and this is apparently their Gnome Punter. Doomageddon, very good, good sir. Good sir, very good. It looks like a Gnome Punter, I like it. This one says Horde is not cute, which is a reference to my movie The Panda Exterminator, so it does qualify as fan art. But then he starts talking to his own characters again. Hey, Skull Reaver, look what I caught, it's a night elf. And it looks like a dead Sailor Moon. And then this person says, Ecclesia, that is the strangest looking night elf and the only night elf I'll know that cries and talks too much. Alright, so this is very clever. We're making fun of Sailor Moon. And we're making a reference to the Horde not being cute. I like it. And then this one is by the Lovebeard. And how to grow a sweet beard. Day 0, sit and wait. Day 8, wait longer. Day 126, keep waiting. Day 250, a little bit longer. Day 387, enjoy. Sweet. Although I will have to say that it doesn't take quite that long to grow a beard, in my personal opinion. For more information, you can go to growabeardnow.com, and check out the blog section for a guide on how to grow a beard. And then this one was submitted by Tyler Jeffrey to Scotch and Smoke Rings. And look, it's a wonderful glass of Scotch with a nice cigar on it. Limited edition Cuban. I have to admit, I love that photo. It makes me wish I were there. But I'm not. I am here. And that's okay because I've got a fantastic cigar, or a fantastic pipe, and some very tasty Scotch. So if I missed any, let me know. My browser is lagging, probably because I'm broadcasting in HD. But even so, I will still attempt to find your fan art if I missed it and show it off. Shawarma says that the dead Sailor Moon is distracting me. Look, Sailor Moon creatures dead is always a good thing in my opinion. I probably offended some Sailor Moon fans there, and that's okay. Alright, let me check the photo gallery to see if there's anything else there. I don't see anything else, so I think I showed off all the fan art. Alright. Oh, here's a good question. I don't know how I'm going to answer this one. I think you might have me stuck in a corner. Esmer64 says, question. Horde is not cute, but Gavin is cute. How does that work? Interesting. Interesting. For as we all know, Gavin is Horde. Right? Yeah. Baby Gavin is Horde. I couldn't handle it if he was Alliance. I just couldn't. Shawarma says, no, Goldbreath says he is not cute forever, remember. And then Shawarma says the Horde babies and outlands are cute. That's true. So I'm going to have to go ahead and say that, look, when it comes to infants, like a child under 2 years old, it's okay to be both cute and Horde. But if you are trying to be an adult, you can't be Horde and cute. Oxhorn's law. It's kind of like the law of gravity. You can't argue it. Jay Bonniger says, hey Oxhorn, both Banhammers were made by me. The epic one was one that I posted long ago. The legendary is Banhammer 2.0. Gotcha. Gotcha. And Ironbark is the one with the Banhammer. I get it now. I do. Thank you very much, Jay Bonniger. I appreciate it. Nethela Banhammer says, so Oxhorn, I'm planning on visiting Seattle this summer. How would you like for me to be a guest on the show in the future? I love the idea. I can't predict the future, so I don't know where I'll be. But you should definitely contact me if you're in the area, and we'll have to figure out something. No promises, but I think it sounds like a fun idea. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Bottoms up. Woo. Woo. So I burned off some of the alcohol, which I believe makes this more concentrated flavor. It's really strong. Whew. Burn alcohol and it gets really strong. All right. Now that you know. Esmer64 says, I miss the classy classes bonus. Man, it's been a while. So I do too, but look. My classy glasses broke. And I just dropped my pipe all over myself. Thankfully, nothing was burned. And more importantly, no ash got in my drink. Yes. Gabriel says, Oxhorn, I gotta go for 5 minutes. Can you just sit still and do nothing for 5 minutes? Sure. I take that back. I have to do something. Otherwise, I would be bored. Shawarma says, will episode 197 be the first episode in a long time without a book plug? Actually, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 198. I do believe I did a book plug in episode 197. But no, not even episode 198 will be spared the book plug. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my novel, The Tale of Cloran Hastings. Penned by yours truly, every character, every letter, every word, every phrase, every sentence, every paragraph, every page, penned by yours truly with these very fingers right here. It is a fantasy, adventure, swashbuckling, nautical, young adult novel set in a fictional world of my own creation. Available in ebook format for $9.99 or paperback for $17.89 or hardcover for $29.99. I think you'll enjoy it. I had a lot of fun writing it. And ladies and gentlemen, I actually have an announcement about this. My novel has been accepted for consignment by the region's largest independently owned bookseller. In Seattle, one of the region's largest independently owned booksellers is a bookshop called Elliott Bay Books. They're right here in Seattle. They've been around for over 100 years. I emailed them and I talked to them about it, and we had a great conversation. They asked for a sample of my book. I sent one over. They read it and they said, Oxhorn, we love your novel. Please send it to us so that we can sell it. And I did that yesterday. So in a few days, my novel should be available for sale in print format on the shelves of Elliott Bay Book Company here in Seattle. I'm really looking forward to it. I am, of course, going to take a lot of pictures. And I'm in the process of trying to figure out a time for a book signing. If that happens, if I can arrange a time to sign books, then I will let everyone know via social media, and then you can meet me there. Definitely worth a $600 plane ticket round trip to Seattle and back. No, probably $300 or $400. I don't know. But yeah, seeing me in person and allowing me to sign your book is, I think, worth any amount of trip money cost. So yeah, I'm really stoked about it. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for your support, because I would not be here if not for you. How many times have you heard someone say that, right? I wouldn't be here if not for you and my fans. But I actually mean it. Cheers, ladies and gents. Bottoms up. Ooh. Gulbreth says nothing happened, don't worry. Yeah, I totally didn't just go on a rant about my book and share some extraordinary news. Esmer64 says, anything big for episode 200? Yes. I don't know what it is, but yes. It's coming up in 2 weeks, isn't it? What should I do for episode 200? Something amazing, something stunning, something that has never been done before. I could strap a camera to a hot air balloon and take you to the moon, where you could see the orcs in space conversing as they normally do. I could have any number of guest hosts on the program, and we could wax philosophical about days gone by when Kodos roamed the earth. I'll figure something out. I don't know what it'll be, but I'll figure something out. Gulbreth says for the smoke ship for episode 200, each fan should be allowed one line so that we can have a massive smoke ship. My goodness. The coordination involved for that, I think, would probably be the entire episode. All right, so your one line, and then your one line. 500 people in the chat. Okay, but your one line. Yeah, I don't know. I love the idea, though. It's a great idea. But I think that would be quite an amazing smoke ship. Fior says, I just recently rewatched all of your videos for nostalgia. Enjoy the revenue, Oxhorn. Thank you so much. I do get a small amount of money every time somebody watches one of my videos. But more importantly, I actually get even more money if somebody clicks on an ad on one of my YouTube videos. Not that I'm encouraging anyone to do that. I'm not saying that. But anyway, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. As far as I'm concerned, my movies will be online forever in perpetuity, so that when you are an 80-year-old octogenarian whose children have all grown up to live amazing lives as Navy SEALs and paratroopers and the first settlers on Mars, you will still be able to pull out your iPhone or your Google Glass if you're a glasshole and watch old, ancient by then episodes of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Ken Pokid said, will you ever make streaming for mobile devices? Yeah, in fact, you can actually right now. All of my videos are available as a video podcast from Blip TV for free. And this show actually broadcasts on Twitch TV. So if you download the free Twitch TV app, you can watch my show on your mobile devices every Thursday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific. Cranackle says, well, Ox, school tomorrow, gotta go. Hopefully I will be able to watch a full episode next week. Thank you so much for coming. If you missed the rest of this episode, I will have it online as soon as possible, and I will send out that link so that you can watch it again. Here's an idea for your 200th episode, says Nethalaban Hammer. Wear a suit with a top hat and barbecue all types of bacon and meats with a spatula made out of frozen scotch for the 200th episode. That's like a smoke ship right there. A frozen scotch spatula? I want one now. Why don't those exist? Oh, man. By the way, did any of you who are following me on social media see the link that I posted out about the 105-year-old woman who says that her secret to old age is eating bacon? Not even making it up. Old lady, 105 years old. Her secret to long life? Bacon. Take that, you vegan hippies. Take that, Oxhorn's neighbors who ride bicycles all day and look like they're sickly. Take that, all of you hipsters with your manicured short beards and your tight pants who live on pinto beans and hummus. Bacon is where it's at. Kinpo Kid says, Oxhorn wrote a book. Why, yes, I did. It's called The Tale of Cloran Hastings, available from your local online retailer for a low fee. So buy it. It's great. I love it, and I know you will too. Nethalaban Hammer says, then have Nova bake pipe-shaped cookies. Those are good. Also, bacon-shaped cookies and Scotch-shaped cookies. And Derby-shaped cookies. My own wife says, Umaga, how many times can he plug a book in one show? Since it's my show, as often as I want. Right. And look, the viewers keep going up. Oh, I just lost 50? Oh. Oh. Apparently, I don't know how to use matches. Dear, what happened? I totally failed with the smoke ships right there. Let me try again. There we go. Findora says, why you no play WoW? Wait a minute, what's going on there? Is that baby Gavin? Is baby Gavin? Hi, baby Gavin. Hi, Gavin. Hi, you. Oh man, talk about a photobomb. He's really cute. He just got a haircut, and Jody was very tough. It was his first haircut ever. I think I posted pictures on Facebook. And he had like a hair down to here. It looked almost like girl's hair. And he finally had his haircut, and Jody didn't cry. She got close, but she did not cry. And now he looks a little bit older now that he's gotten his big boy haircut. It's still really cute. Was I in the middle of saying something before I was distracted by a cute little hordling? I was, wasn't I? Cheers, ladies and gentlemen, to losing your place in a conversation. It happens with old age. I gotta swallow it quickly or else it's gonna burn my tongue off. Autumn says it's Jay Boninger's B-Day this Saturday. Well, congratulations, Jay Boninger. I hope you have a fantastic birthday. Oh, Findora says that's right. I asked, why you no play WoW? Because I earn all the money in my job. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week, smoke ship time. Lay it on me. What is on your mind? What would you like to see most in the world created out of smoke? It has to be a ship of some sort. Maybe it's a smoke ship. Maybe it is a zeppelin. Maybe it is a schooner. Or maybe a rowboat. Or maybe a sailboat. Or maybe a tugboat. Ships and boats both work. What is on your mind? Give me your ideas and I will do my very best. Autumn from Cargath says, Oxhorn on a fishing boat reading the tale of Cloran Hastings aloud and watching fish jump into the boat just to listen to the story. Alright, yeah, I'm fishing and yet distracted because I am reading my own novel. Oh wait, no, I get it. The fish leap into the boat because they want to hear the novel. I see. Makes sense. That is actually how I go fishing. There's a picture on Facebook of me fishing, and you see the fish I'm holding up. I was reading the Tale of Cloran Hastings, and they jumped into my boat. Findora the Almighty Hunter says Oxhorn on a battle airship armed with gnome rocket launchers to give swift justice to the evils of the world. I like that idea. Swift justice is just swiftly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I actually really enjoyed Autumn's idea. It was fantastic. Thank you all so much for your smoke ship ideas. Well, we've got another event from Esmer. Bacon Wavegrazer, captained by Gavin on his way to toss hippie elves into the sea. To the sea bottom, while Staghorn makes a pecan pie and Hat sings a wonderful song. Nice. Ghoul Breath says a steampunk bacon ironclad sailing through a sea of Scotch and Kraken, sailing the fans to Bean's possible future wedding with Sasha, with Cloran wedding them, as everyone eats panda pizzas. Very specific. I love it. Nethalaban Hammer says Oxhorn and all of his fans go off into a cross world where they fight real hippies, night elves, and pandas, led by Tom. I like it how my neighbor is now a feature on this show. It's gonna be sad when I move, right? They are captured, forced into the ship's depths, and forced to eat meat and to drink Scotch. Right. as punishment. Shawarma says, the SS Bean's wedding cruising on a sea of bacon whilst Oxhorn plans his wonderful Mother's Day adventure upon the back of a now available and at fine bookstores, Clore Hastings and Nova Video Bombs. Indeed she does. Baldox says, Oxhorn, Nova, and Gavin on a bacon boat celebrating Mom's Day. When pandas and gnomes give gifts to Nova, they are rewarded the next day by becoming bacon pizzas. Those are all great ideas. I'm going to go with Autumn's because I haven't done one for her in a while, and I like the idea of luring fish into my ship by reading my own novel with my voice into the air. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa! I hope you didn't blink, because if you did, you missed it. For the briefest of moments there on a sea of smoke was myself in a ship reading The Tale of Clore Hastings. I guess it was Oxhorn and not me. Or was it me, who was also Oxhorn? Either way, Oxhorn in one of my many forms is in a ship reading The Tale of Clore Hastings to the air while fish leap from the sea into my boat just to listen to the story. Shawarma says, Oxhorn, author, video maker, beard grower, father, husband, and fish siren. That's my new Twitter description. All right, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 198. The 198th episode of this fine program. In 2 weeks, we will be doing our epic 200th episode, and I need your ideas. Send your ideas for the episode to Brandon@oxhorn.com. That's Brandon@oxhorn.com. Try not to make them too extravagant or I cannot do them, but I would love to know what is on your mind. I might even put this as a poll option on the Scotch and Smoke Rings group on Facebook. If you haven't joined it yet, it's facebook.com/groups/Oxhorn. You should be able to find it by just searching Scotch and Smoke Rings on the Facebook search bar. You have to use the ampersand and not the word and, sadly, but anyway. Thank you for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 198. And as always, we say here on this fine program, be sure, my friends, to stay classy. Hidey, hidey.